And let me add that the women folk and indeed public officers may have in future to be subjected to a mental stability test in order that you qualify to be a governor, a councillor, or a senator.
When you think you've seen it all, this is misogyny in full display. TV stations should stop platforming these kind of people. In an effort to smear Senator Natasha withdrawn, this one has taken it to another level by generalizing that all women must face mental stability tests before contesting for election. What about men? Are men superior to women? That's a question for another day. They are doing this to divert attention from the main subject, which is sexual harassment against Senator Natasha withdrawn by the Senate President, Akpabio. The Senate successfully diverted the attention. They focused on the fact that she violated Senate rules. Yes, this hasn't been in contest. The Senate already punished her by suspending her for 6 months. By the way, there are some senators who have successfully challenged their suspension in court and won. The court ruled that the Senate only has power to suspend members for a maximum of 14 days. Now they have suspended her for a whopping 6 months just for refusing to go to her seat. And Natasha withdrawn kept saying that what led to her violating the Senate rules was something, and that something is the allegation she made against Senate President Akpabio. But instead of the Senate hearing that allegation, they threw it away based on procedures. She also submitted a second one. No one knows what happened to that one. You see, there are many who are ignorant of what constitutes sexual harassment. For the record, when a man or woman makes unwanted sexual advances to someone, it is called sexual harassment. The person might do it by way of speaking or mannerisms, the way the person behaves, or even touching the person. Some use this as their approach. They make sexual advances to someone, and if that person doesn't respond in the negative, they take it to the next level. But if someone responds in the negative and follows it up with a serious warning, hey, stop this, I'm not into this, stop this, a reasonable person should reflect and stop. But in this case, according to Senator Natasha withdrawn, Akpabio made sexual advances to her 3 times. The first one was in New York, in his mansion, as you are well aware. The second one in his home in Abuja. Yes, this one was revealed in the petition she submitted to the Senate. During that Arise TV interview, there were so many interruptions, so she didn't reveal much. Imagine Akpabio inviting a female colleague, married for that matter, to his private residence at 7 p.m. after work hours. The Senate should have questioned him on this alone. It doesn't make any sense. He must have had an ulterior motive to invite a married lady to his private residence to do what exactly? Government business ends at least by 5 p.m. If they had another official engagement outside the complex, maybe in a hotel or anywhere, at least it must end when government business ends. But inviting a married lady to a private residence in Abuja, oh, that says something. The third one was in Akpabio's office in the National Assembly complex. She went there to confront him to know why he's denying her the opportunity to present bills in the Senate. And it was in that meeting that he told her to make him happy, that if she makes him happy, everything she wants in the Senate, she will get them. So all these constitute sexual harassment. This was the reason many Nigerians were expecting that the Senate would have given her a fair hearing. They would have taken it more seriously, because sexual harassment in the workplace, especially at the highest level of the Senate House, is a huge crime. But instead, they are trying to make it as if, the reason she's making the allegation now is because she broke the Senate rules. Yes, accepted. They have punished her for that. But are they going to let the allegation go like that? That's without even investigating anything, without putting the Senate President on the stand, at least to hear his own part of the story? Natasha has always maintained that the reason she reacted the way she reacted was the fact that Akpabio has some sort of prejudice for her because of the sexual harassments that have gone on for several months. So she felt that the reason he's bullying her in the Senate was because of that prejudice. That was why she reacted the way she reacted. In fact, at that moment, she felt she has reached her limit. So who wouldn't react in such a manner?
Said to have happened on the 8th of December, a day to my birthday, which was celebrated in the stadium in 2023. So from 8th of December 2023, I never heard, my wife never heard, no Nigeria never heard, even the husband never heard any issue of sexual harassment until our committee was changed, and then our seat was changed, and she went on. Have you ever wondered the trauma caused by that same woman on the other people she had accused in the past? None has been proven so far. You've not wondered. Do you even wonder the trauma caused to the 10th Senate and the image of the Senate with all these useless allegations? I've refrained myself from making a statement. Look at these beautiful women. They've come across me so many times. Have I ever harassed any of you? Or is the person thinking that you are not beautiful? So I don't want to dwell on that.
Godswill Akpabio is the presiding officer in the Senate. And these ladies he is harassing, by the way. Imagine trying to defend yourself after being accused of sexual harassment, and in that defense you're harassing ladies. Hey, the jokes write themselves. Akpabio assembled these ladies to present an award to him to commemorate the International Women's Day. What is on display here is guilty conscience. Yes, if he is sure of his innocence, why didn't he step down to allow his deputy to take over proceedings, especially the day that Natasha withdrawn presented her petition? That's the normal thing to do. Akpabio is the accused person, and he also doubles as the judge in his own case. This is ridiculous. They are not deceiving anyone, they are only deceiving themselves. The fact that Akpabio is the accused person already disqualifies him from presiding over any proceeding concerning the matter, so as to remove his bias. Look at a huge example. The former Senate President Ahmad Lawan pleaded with him not to withdraw the security details attached to Senator Natasha during her suspension period, but he refused, with a laughable excuse and apples to orange comparison. So you can see, if he wasn't the presiding officer that day the petition was presented, or the day the ethics committee submitted their report, the outcome would have been different, because the new presiding officer wouldn't have any horse in the game. He wouldn't be protecting anyone. He would be seen to at least be trying to do justice to the matter.
Distinguished colleagues, my name is Ahmed Lawan. I represent here North. Mr. President, the latter part of number 6 talks of withdrawal of all security details for the duration of her suspension. Mr. President, I want to believe that we still feel we are one, and any injury to any of us should be injury to all. I believe withdrawal of security aids at this moment from a senator is not the best way to go. And we should not really create a precedence where the moment something happens with a member of the National Assembly, the security agencies will say withdraw the security aids, because this could be a problem to us later. So I just want us to reflect on this. Thank you.
Well, if your security is given to you as a leverage to your being a senator, then there will be no need for them to hang around with you when you are no longer a senator. In other words, if you are no longer a president of the Senate, you cannot continue to sit in the car of the president of the Senate. I was with you in the villa the day you declared support for me, and I saw you off as a sign of respect as the outgoing Senate president. When we got to the vehicle, you just pointed out and said, "This will be withdrawn from me tomorrow. I will come to your house after you win." so if you are telling me that, assuming I had failed that day, would that vehicle come to my house?
Well, Mr. Senate President, I don't want it to be like I'm trying to make a case, but I believe that this is a suspended senator, not someone who ceases to be a senator. is suspension.
There's, but without arguing with
That's
you,
my case. Yes.